top 8. We'll give him some of his flowers. You know, maybe a couple, but not quite a bouquet.
He's my friend. It's my job to roast him on commentary.
Exactly. Yeah. Before we go any further, don't worry. We're this is a friend. But. He was at his wedding. I mean, come on. But for this it's also interesting. It's sort of like his house. He's probably gonna have a lot of homies out there cheering for him, getting loud.
Yep.
And part of that pressure, part of that crowd pressure, is what it takes to succeed. Like being able to play through that. Zach's gonna need to Zach. He's got some friends out there, but I don't think it'll be quite as loud as the Chicago crowd.
Oh yeah, the Big Mac in Chicago and Anakin Skinwalker is Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Wisconsin also did show up in pretty good force.
Oh, yeah, I heard.
But those two are probably the crowd favorites still remaining in this bracket. Let's find out where we're going here in the strikes. Forest is gone. Merchant Port gone. We've been seeing a lot of Julesvale today as the game won, but instead it's going to be Godai Delta.
Yeah, Julesvale is a stage that it's like, a lot of people are like, well, it's fine. They're not super happy with it, but that's like where you strike to, right? You're like, well, this is okay. It's not the best. It's not the worst.
If by definition I strike my 1 and 2 worst stages, you strike my 1 and 2 best stages, we end up at the third one, which is 5.
Yep, exactly. So, and that's the goal of the starter. Now, a nice little confirm string here, getting 46 off of that. I do want to note though, it looks like Zach actually went to Game 5 with another Wrastor earlier in bracket, Joe Mama.
I'm sorry. I don't think I was ready for that exact tag to be the name you meant.
I had to hit it. I had to be like, I was like, I'm gonna deadpan do this. I'm just gonna hard drop it. No lead up at all, but yeah, I mean, but he went Game 5 with that. So I mean, there's a chance that maybe he's not quite as adept at the Wrastor matchup. But I mean, this is seems like he's playing pretty well so far. Gonna use the side B to get back to ledge. Yep, I like that.
In the high recovery,
the smoke first instead of the side B first. That's a little bit of a mix-up.
And that gives Zach the full stage control here that he needs to really press the issue. And okay, we're seeing some moonwalking and another turnaround spike.
All right.
But that trade was so good for Big Mac.
For those at home, do not DI the forward throw in. That is how you get killed.
I need you in my ear telling me that when I play ranked, actually, because I DI everything in and I die all the time.
Yeah, that's such a great way to get the kill. But now, I mean, this is it's
tough
looking
spot.
so good for Zach. I mean, showing off his prowess in the matchup. But, I mean, yeah, that'll do it. That's another one of those 50-50 DI checks. You either get up thrown or back thrown. If you DI in when you get back thrown, you get forward strong. If you DI out when you get up thrown, you get up strong. So one of the classic 50-50s that Wrastor has in this game. He's got a lot of them. Oh, and a really nice pickup with that strong. Let's see what he goes for. Just the up tilt, gets the reset with the down air.
Yeah, I think Big Mac thought that he had some kind of mobility to be ambiguous with where you were landing with that recovery, but instead that up tilt just covered so much space.
Interesting setup there. It felt like after that opener, we could have seen a back air from Zach, but opting to not let it rip, just staying safe on the ground, not overcommitting.
Okay, and we got resets here from Big Mac. Let's see what we land with it. Okay, just kind of afford some space under the stage. And reset here, get the up special, not quite enough. I am never going to scrawl.
I will.
You can have that.
Yeah,
you talked to Raven King before this, I just know.
I did talk to Raven King, actually. Unrelated, but I did.
And there's the other half of the 50-50 that you mentioned.
And that's what happens, you guess wrong twice in a row, suddenly you're at last stock. And even though Zach started off really hot, Big Mac has a chance in this game. Although Zach has been really proficient when Big Mac's in the corner. Let's see if he can capitalize on the situation. No, fighting out of the corner.
This is the slipperiest Big Mac has looked in the corner actually all game.
Yeah, true.
Going to go really high and try to reset here in the slipstream, but not finding quite a big opening yet. I'm just going to take the opportunity to reset, not fall victim to any big killing blow. Yeah, you want to avoid that back air like your life depends on it, because it does.
It certainly does. The back air might be the stock, but this time, just an up air gets the job done. Not something that we see purple in very often, but I do believe it received a small buff relatively recently, so expect to see it kill a little bit more often here.
I'm pretty sure every move can purple on Wrastor at some point.
Especially
especially
off the top.
I'm pretty sure I've gotten Crack jab to purple on Wrastor at some point. Let's be real.
I have 100% purpled Wrastor with Crack jab. But also that was before the jab nerf, so I don't know. I don't know if it's been recently. Oh man. Oh, it's definitely interesting when you're thinking about the game, because you think about all the things that have happened, and then you're like, oh well, this used to do this, but I guess it doesn't do that anymore now. So is it even worth talking about? Like,
yeah, it's and it happens in such a quick amount of time because these devs, they patch the game so fast.
Yeah, what are they doing? Working hard? How dare they?
Catering to the competitive community? What is this?
Honestly, that's pretty ridiculous. I would prefer if they just sent us several lawsuits every time we ran a tournament.
At my in my mystery game pool, I got to commentate the artist formerly known as Bloodborne Cart, and I got to talk a little bit about litigation in regards to that. But litigate this, you filthy casual! Get up tilted for a spike, and that gives Big Mac the lead on Aetherian Forest.
Yeah, I mean, wow, what a way to turn it around, especially after that first game where Zach was so dominant early in the game.
Yeah, the first 2 stocks were pretty rough for Big Mac, but that third one felt like he found his footing, and, it may be showing up here in Game 2.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you find stocks like that. I mean, this is certainly a great place to play for Wrastor. Just, you get so much off of those shallow blast zones on the side. It just means your potential to kill is so much higher, especially when, you have those mix-ups with the forwarder, if they're going to DI or DI in or out. And, all right, let's see what we're going to go for on the recovery. Just a down strong, and it does get the kill off the top, barely. Looked like a pretty good DI, though.
Yeah, I thought it was correct DI, but instead it is going to be Big Mac losing the stock here, and now falling victim to some of these Forsburn forwarder combos. The platform not going to be of any real assistance here to try and sneak out of it.
Yep. Another crouch cancel on that slipstream. That's something you're going to see a lot from Zach. Really, really proficient at knowing when to throw that out, when to make it a punishable move. And yeah, once again, we see
it is.
Use crouch cancel, go for the down tilt every time. But the forward strong. I mean, that's the Super Saiyan %, baby. That's all it takes.
After it looked like Big Mac could get cut up a little bit there on this second stock, he is able to turn it around here, and let's see if he can hang on.
Oh, and I think the crowd is popping off for a different game right now. I think it's the mystery game tournament. I think they're in Grands or something like that. So they're going crazy over there. But right now, we have Zach trying to make this comeback and does find a slippery little back air. Not enough to get the stock just yet. And now Slipstream is online, but it does not matter when you jump into the dagger.
But okay, you can pressure this platform now, and it's Big Mac's turn to check chase, and you're getting turned around with a dare.
Yeah, unfortunate that that was a backwards hitting dare instead of a forwards hitting dare, but that means we have another lease on life for Zach, who has opted to get the third smoke cloud. I mean, this is something you don't see a whole ton, but when I played against Zach, when I saw him playing, he really likes to have the third one online so he can use the combust at any given point. Up strong, not enough.
Yeah, that was close. And now you're gonna be stuck on the platform and tech chase, but Big Mac was just a little too fast on that up strong that time.
He had the read, but it wasn't the right timing. Oh, this is huge.
And now you're stuck in the cave, and you're getting reset on the platform. Big Mac's got to escape, use every jump to his arsenal, including the wall jump, and holding down to make sure to get and hit in with that up special. Stop any shenanigans.
We are one little hit away from a combust kill. Like, down tilt, grab, in certain circumstances. Oh,
that's what he's looking for.
But
Big Mac DI'd it out and gets a forward throw kill. Speaking of DI out.
All right. That is not the correct direction you want to be pointing your stick, unfortunately. And Zach, falling game 2, shaking his head a little bit. I mean, obviously, every time you get thrown for a kill, it always feels so bad. But especially with Wrastor, who, like,
doesn't need it.
If you DI any of his throws any of the wrong ways, you die anyway to a strong attack. So I think he was going for the up throw DI, which is, you want to DI forward. And so he DI'd forward for up throw, and then just the forward throw killed him, which is tough.
It's maybe a little bit of an Aetherian Forest.
Yeah, I mean you're not dying
too.
on most stages, even with a forward DI there. Unfortunate situation for Zach, but checking the notes a little bit, thinking about what he wants to do stage wise. We see 2 stages ban are Fire, Capital, and Ho Dojo. Just doesn't really want to get camped out on Fire Capital, and then Hodojo has those, has those short side blast zones, but the platforms are so good for Forsburn.
Yeah.
You just really get to carry all the way up, and then obviously the down trunk covers them super well.
I don't play Wrastor, of course, but I ban Hodojo versus Forsburn pretty much every single time.
Yeah. I like Hodojo. I pick it any chance I can get.
Then we are two different Crags.
Exactly. All right. Picking up a couple up airs. I mean, this is sort of the getting started where they're both in crouch cancel %. Now it seems like zaqk has gotten Wrastor out of there, and this is where he's got a chance to get a lot more damage happen while he's still low. And yeah, we see a nice little two-piece there, racking it up. But now
this is Big Mac's turn. But it's actually interrupted there by a dash attack.
Yeah. Oh, Big Mac getting the carry though with the slipstream. Goes for the forward strong. Early is going to get punished by the up B. And now once again the grab into the the three-piece.
Able to continue the chase with that forward strong, but it is going to be good DI to keep zaqk alive. Stuck in the corner again. Okay, really respecting that special get up.
Yeah, once again up throw, up strong.
We know that movie.
Yep. The 50-50 rears its ugly head once again. But all right, that time, not a true combo, but at the same time, like, what are you going to do in that spot? Like, you're going to jump, you got to throw a move out. All of those are going to be beaten by that powerful and disjointed back air coming out of Forsburn.
Indeed. But then speaking of chasing,
hold on.
With this disjointed up tilt, such big damage coming out from Big Mac, but and a good full shield, and you get the special this time, but no big punish off the outside.
Yeah, a little bit of an awkward spot there. Not going to get the full confirm, but does pick up the weak hit, and throw, not going to get the right follow-up. Still just looking for a little bit more for Big Macs.
That shield is so low. Big Mac needs to take like 2 seconds just to kind of retreat and use that speed. Let the shield come back a smidge. But as soon as he tries to retreat for a sec, the cape is just ever present.
Yeah, the cape has been really a big X factor so far. But I mean, speaking of X factors, all right, dash back F strong in the sky. You love to see it.
So if you're not familiar with Big Mac's game on from Smash Ultimate from the Chicago PR perspective, he was a Sheik player.
Sheik.
And Sheik doesn't just get to throw smash attacks from like any position in the stage and just do that.
Nope.
So being able to just abuse the frame data of this character a little bit better. Oh, perfectly timed air dodge to sneak away from that back air.
And once again, going over this cape, this is the counter pick for zaqk, so he really likes the stage due to how much you can control of it with the cape. And
I don't know about the DI on that one.
It's tough. It's tough. Sometimes you DI right and sometimes you don't. Honestly,
hard game.
Yeah,
turns out.
If it was easy to DI every time, it wouldn't be impressive when people do.
But I can look smart by saying he didn't DI it correctly, so that's why we commentate, folks.
All right, but look at this. But look at this tech chase here from zaqk. Keeping the corner pressure going, gets that nice little follow-up on the tech away.
Oh, careful.
I mean, we're getting pretty close to that up air kill % window that we saw in the previous game.
Oh, but you're getting carried to this platform. That's going to even up the percent. Oh, almost even. 89 to 99.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not a super meaningful difference at this point. And now we're exactly even, just for you, Sturm.
There's that crowd cancel on the slipstream to try and turn it around, and let it rip on the forward strong.
That was a wild option to choose in that spot. And forward strong covering basically the whole platform, just timing dependent. Now opting to throw the clone out, try to get that, but a down strong. So good against Wrastor, going to be killing so early. But I mean, the big thing is you got to catch him when he's on the ground. This time, he was not in the air. He was not running away. Time for a 2-1 for zaqk.
And I think it was a little overcommittal on the side special.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's easy. Again, it's easy to tell from here, but I think Big Mac just needed a test. He looked like he was about to land on that top platform. And I'm like, I think I can get away with this. And if it's you, it's going to hit you. But if it's the clone, I think I'll be safe. But zaqk, just has supreme control of the character, is able to slide in, down smash, get the job done.
Yep.
So where would we be going game 4? I'd like to see some Hyperborean Harbor. And it's left open, but,
I don't feel like you. I mean, Wrastor's not bad on Hyperborean.
I like taking everyone there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's classic crack player opinion.
But just generally, like, if a character has a weaker recovery, I like to take them there. And that's how I feel about Forsburn. And the weak recovery has not really been too much of a factor yet.
Yeah, it really feels like all of the kills have just been like, all right, you know, I just straight up purpled you.
Yeah.
So it's...
But we just aren't seeing the edge guarding come too much into play.
I think it's relatively difficult for Wrastor to get, like, an edge guard. He can get, like, hits off stage, but... Like, there's just so much hitboxes coming out. It's mostly going to be, like, you know, ledge hogging and then catching whatever he did on stage. Like, so you wave land on and you get a punish or something like that. But because it's like, relatively difficult to contest. Oh, all right.
That was like a trade you take every single day if you're Zach. I take the stock. You get, like, 6%. Even exchange? I don't think so.
I don't think that's a fair trade deal. I would reject the offer.
I would take it back to the drawing board.
Me personally. Oh, and great pickup with this dash attack. Gets a little three-piece. Not going to get the full follow-up. I mean, this is looking so good for Zach. Been able to pick up a lot of stocks early. But, I mean, now...
all the resources saved means Forsburn should make it back. No, okay. Time to ledge hog perfectly.
Yeah. It's tough to do. I mean, there's a lot of mix up there, but you know, once they go for this second up B, the one after they've used the smoke, there's really not much left. You can just know the timing on that one. Get the roll up. But the down shrunk was in the right spot, but unfortunately, poor Zach does not get the hit. And nice little floor hug. Gets out of that neutral air. And that's one of the problems that Wrastor has at these spots. Just hard to get a good opener that's not grab.
And if you whiff that, you're just going to eat a bunch of damage and get your stock taken because you're so light.
Yep.
Right, 110, 120%. That is already really high for Wrastor.
Yeah, good little air-to-air there for Zach, but double up
Hang
tilt.
on.
All right. I mean, I feel like Big Mac getting a little greedy in that spot.
You got to go for a big opening. You're far behind.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. You know, this is your potential last game of the tournament. So you go for the down tilt. But just great awareness, gets that SCI in and tech on the wall. Not having to worry about losing his stock super early. But, oh,
I thought double fair would have been the dip
that's
there.
That's going to be it.
The downers have been so good for Forsburn all day, and they're going to continue to be the moneymaker for Zach moving on in the losing bracket.
Little spike action.
Not 6 in a row, but, you know.
Not quite what we saw in the Fleet match earlier, but that is another... Is that our third Forsburn in top 8? We have 3, right? 3 Forsburns, 3 Wrastors?
No, that's 2 Forsburns, I want to say. And they're both on the loser side.
Oh, was Raimo... Oh, yeah. Wasn't Raimo in winners?
Oh, but he lost. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we had 3, right?
Yeah, so...
2 in losers and 1 in winners. Raimo was in winners. Yeah. And then, watch and learn.
Okay.
Watch and learn was versus the Fleet earlier.
So the bird is no longer the word is what you're telling me.
No, I'm saying...